for purchasing my first book and being part of my story. We did it. Now go out there and make things happen. Introduction. The road to achieving success is a long one. Sometimes it's bumpy, sometimes it's smooth, sometimes it's absolute chaos. In my experience as a fashion designer and the founder of Boy Meets Girl, a mission-driven global athleisure lifestyle brand, the best way to realize your goals is to embrace the calm in that chaos and keep moving. 25 years ago, while I was studying abroad in London, working for the iconic British designer Dame Zandra Rhodes, I heard the only joke from a friend that's ever stuck with me and ultimately defined my outlook on life, both professionally and personally. There was a man who lived on the beach. First thing every morning, he'd take a long walk with his coffee and his newspaper. One day, as this man embarked on his walk, he wasn't in a good mood and noticed, much to his irritation, that there was a snail poking at his foot. Exasperated, he picked up the snail and threw it as far as he could. 10 years later, the man set out for his same walk with his coffee in hand. He opened his front door, bent down to pick up his newspaper, and there was the snail, who said, "Hey man, what'd you do that for?" When I thought about why this joke resonated with me, I realized that it's because it's the perfect parallel for building a company, which was my dream from a very young age. Of course, I didn't understand what it would take to achieve that dream until I lived through it. But now that I'm on the other side, I've learned more than I ever could have expected. The first thing I'll tell you is that entrepreneurship isn't easy, but it is rewarding. Along the way, you're going to have major successes. You're going to have failures and be let down. You're going to rise up and transcend. You're going to have disagreements. You're going to hire and fire employees, whether you like it or not. You're going to land a major deal, and maybe that deal will go sour, but then you'll get another deal and everything will be great. The life of a snail is about the journey being the destination and about progressing at your own pace. It's about never giving up and pushing yourself forward. That's how I remain calm amidst the chaos. What I always say to people starting out in fashion or any industry is that the clock doesn't stop, but you don't have to race against it. You do, however, have to work hard all the time and really believe in what you're putting out there. If you don't believe in what you're putting out there and you can't differentiate yourself in the marketplace, don't bother. You have to think about what you want to do, who and where you want to be, and how you're going to get there. Things didn't always materialize immediately for me, but I had this excited and positive energy that kept me going. Whatever you decide to be, whatever age you are, whether you're just starting out or you've taken a few laps around the block, you have to put in the hours and the elbow grease. My story is about how I've grown my brand for 20 years while handling challenges, doing what I love, and still being able to contribute to the world around me. Throughout my journey, as I learned the many lessons I'll impart in this book, I also relied on the wisdom of my friends and colleagues, those with whom I have an authentic connection and those who supported me, discovered me, collaborated with me, built something that inspires me, made me laugh, and ultimately possess the same level of passion that I do. I'll share some of their expert advice as well, as I'm a firm believer that gleaning knowledge from like-minded individuals is essential to progress. As my friend Amy Serino, Senior Vice President of Brand Merchandising for the Atlanta Hawks and State Farm Arena, pointed out, it's important to find your tribe early. You'll need these people several times throughout your career. The shared experiences and transparent point of view will be invaluable. Becoming and being an entrepreneur is a wild ride. As I said, it will be chaotic at times, with or without your support network. My goal is to show you how I found peace within the madness and never stop persevering so that you can too. Chapter 1. Don't be afraid to evolve. Learn everything you can about